Hello and welcome to my Yoga for the Hips and Legs short video. Take a moment and find a comfortable position, either sitting on a block or a pillow or sitting on the floor. Take a moment just to observe how you're feeling. Being aware of how is your physical body, how is your breath, and how is your mind. If you'd like to spend longer and start the practice with a guided breathing exercise, you can find a link below. Otherwise, starting to wake up the body, deepening the breath. And then we'll very gently open the eyes when you're ready. Come off of the block or the pillow and take your time and straighten your right leg as you bend your left leg. With the opposite hand, bring the left heel towards the opposite hip. Lower and raise the legs with a few breaths. So inhaling as you lift the knee and exhaling as you lower. And now rest into half Gomukhasana. We'll bring the right hand onto the bent knee, the left hand on the floor behind the back. We'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, very slowly twisting round to the left, spine nice and tall. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Just observe how this feels. On your next breath in, come back into the center. And as you exhale, we'll come into an unusual forward fold. So you can rest your body weight onto your bent leg, or you can bring the hands onto the mat, depending on what feels comfortable for you today. So remember, we're just warming up the body, so always listen to how you feel in this present moment. Just a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling nice and deeply. Stretching the back, stretching the hips, stretching the back of the leg. To come out of this pose now, we'll take a nice slow deep breath in as you start to slide your hands underneath you, pushing into the mat, slowly coming up. Last thing is your head. Support the ankle and the knee. We'll hug the knee and very subtly lean backwards to stretch around the hip a little bit more. We'll bring the body weight into the center, hold the ankle and the knee, uncross the leg. Support the outside of the knee and allow the knee to open out to the side. So inhaling as you're lifting and exhaling, pushing the knee very subtly into the floor. Doing this a few times, inhaling as you lift the knee and exhaling as you lower. And keeping the leg down, we'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, we'll come into a forward fold with the left knee bent. So depending on your flexibility, you can hold the outside of the calves, the outside of the ankles, or maybe around the heel. So again, listen to your body. The more you practice anything, the more natural and relaxing it will become. So start gently and observe how your body feels. So deepening the breath, allowing the body to soften and relax with the breath. One more really slow, deep breath in. We'll slide the hands underneath you, round to the back, slowly coming up. Last thing is your head. Now we'll bring the torso slightly twisted to the left and lower into the center, taking a breath in as you exhale, now subtly lowering now on the inside of the legs. You can straighten the arms if that feels more comfortable, and allow the head just to lower to also stretch the back of the neck. Observing the difference from this pose to the previous pose. Which do you feel more of a stretch? Just one or two more slow breaths here. Try and encourage the body to soften and to relax. Now on your next breath in, walking the hands back towards you, supporting the weight of the body. Last thing to come up is your head. Support the outside of the knee, draw the leg in. Now taking hold of the outside of the foot with your opposite hand, so your right hand, will bring the knee into the center. Sit up nice and tall, drawing in the abdomen, twisting to the left behind you and looking towards your left fingertips. So if you have the flexibility, we can work towards straightening the left leg. So pause just for a moment, keep breathing. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, we'll rebend the knee, gently twisting round back to the front. And then we'll very gently lower the leg down and walk out the leg. And we'll do all of the same poses on the other side after we come into reverse table. So depending on how the wrists are, you can have the fingertips facing the toes or out to the side, the knees in line with the hips. As you inhale, lift the hips off of the mat. If it feels comfortable, lifting the chin up to stretch the throat, squeezing the hips together. Nice slow breaths. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, very slowly, gently lower down, removing the block, and then we'll come into the other side. So bending now the right knee, hugging the right knee, and we'll start to lift and lower the right knee. So lifting as you inhale and exhale, lowering down. So warming up the hip, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, lower. One more, inhale, lifting up, and exhale. So we'll take a deep breath in as you exhale, now twisting round to the right. Pausing here for a moment. Nice slow breathing. And then on your next breath in, very slowly, start to come back round to the center when you're ready. We'll take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you can either rest on the bent knee, or you can bring your hands onto the floor and round the back, depending how the flexibility is on this side. So remember, our bodies aren't always symmetrical, so listen to how your body is feeling. We'll take a few breaths here, trying to observe where you feel the stretch now on this side. Do you feel the stretch more on your straight leg, on the outside hip of your bent leg, or somewhere in your back? So keep drawing your attention into the present moment, allowing thoughts and conversations to gently pass by. We'll take one more slow, deep breath in, sliding the hands underneath you, round the back, and slowly come up to sitting. We'll draw the knee out to the side, and inhale, lift the knee up, and exhale, gently lower. Inhale, lifting the knee, and exhale, lower. Sitting up nice and tall, take a breath in, and as you exhale, we'll come into a seated forward fold with the left knee bent, with the right knee bent this time. Just pausing, just observing any difference from this side of the body to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Try and soften the body and relax the breath. On your next breath, and now supporting the weight of the body, slowly come up to sitting. We'll bring the hands in between the both legs. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, change the angle of the seated forward fold and lower between the knees. You can straighten the arms if that feels more comfortable. Allowing the back to round, gently relaxing the back of the neck. Pausing, observing on this side now, any difference between this stretch and the previous stretch. As you inhale to come out of the pose, walk the hands back towards you, support the weight of the body. Last thing is your head, support the outside of the knee. Draw the knee in. Take hold of the outside of the foot with your left hand. Sit up nice and tall, drawing in the abdomen. Bring the right hand roughly in line with the shoulders. We'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, working towards straightening your leg. So listening to the flexibility you have today, and if it feels comfortable. Pausing, nice slow breaths. One more slow, deep breath in. As you exhale, rebend the knees, slowly come back round to the center. We'll very gently support both knees, and we'll come into cobbler's pose. So opening the knees out to the side, drawing the heels towards you. We're going to open the soles of the feet when we come into this pose. So warming up the hips to start with. So bending the knees, butterflying the knees, gently wobbling and relaxing the muscles. Take a deep breath in, opening the feet, and as you exhale, we'll gently lower from the abdomen. So this is a pose that we don't practice in our daily lives, so always remember to go nice and slow, observing how the body feels. So really concentrate on opening the feet like a book in this pose to really encourage the body to soften and to relax. Pausing, nice slow breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Observing where you feel the stretch. We'll have one more really slow, deep breath in. We'll very slowly start to come up out of the pose. Support the outside of the knees, draw the legs in, and we'll very gently rock the knees from side to side just to relax the inside of the legs. Relaxing the hips, we can straighten the legs and give them a little wobble. Now we'll bring the legs to the side and come onto our hands and knees into table pose, and we'll straighten one leg, pushing away the heel, stretching the leg, and then we'll rebend that knee and straighten the other leg, pushing away the heel. We'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower completely onto the mat to relax the back from all of our forward folds with some cobras. So inhale, lifting up, and exhale, very gently lower down. Inhale again, lifting up, and exhale, very gently lower. One more, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, very gently lower. This time we'll inhale, push up, tucking under the toes. We'll come into a wide child's pose, so opening the knees to the edges of the mat and encouraging the chest to lower between the knees. So it isn't important how low that you go in this pose, but you feel a comfortable stretch. So always listen to your own body. Just pausing, stretching the hips very gently. On your next breath in, when you're ready, we'll come back up into table. So sliding the hands underneath the body, coming back up, and we'll come into table to come into pigeon. So walking the hands one space forward, drawing the left knee up behind the left wrist, pushing away the right leg. Sitting up nice and tall, checking that the right kneecap is facing down to the ground. We'll inhale, lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Pausing just for a moment, and as you exhale, you can come to rest on the forearms. We'll bring your left hand onto your bent knee and twisting towards the left very subtly to have a deeper stretch in your left hip. Inhaling and exhaling, nice and slow, deep breaths. And we'll come into the center. You can pause here on the elbows. You can bring your head onto a block or a pillow, or you can bring your head to rest on the back of the hands. So listen to how the neck feels. You may prefer to rest the forehead onto the hands. Nice slow breathing. So in this pose, remember, the weight should be evenly distributed, that you shouldn't have all of the weight onto your bent leg. Take a few slow, deep breaths in your own time, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Allow the body to soften and to relax with the breath. Now to come out of this pose, on your next breath and support the weight of the body onto the forearms, slowly come back up. You're going to bend the right knee and twist to look toward the right knee. So depending on where you are in this pose, you can stretch the hand towards the foot, you can hold the foot, you can draw the ankle towards the hip, or you can take a bind if it feels comfortable. So whichever stage you're at, listen to your own body, very slowly releasing the leg. Now we'll draw the heel towards the hip to stretch the front of the thigh. Nice slow breathing. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, very gently release the leg, tuck under the toes, allow it to lower down. Support the weight of your body. Come up onto your knees. Come into some cat-cow breaths to relax the spine. So inhale, lowering the abdomen, look up to where you can see. And exhale, draw the abdomen in and up and around the upper back. Inhale, lowering the abdomen, looking to where you can see. And exhale, draw the abdomen in and up and around the upper back. One more. Inhale, lower the abdomen, looking to where you can see. And exhale, draw the abdomen in and up and around the upper back. We'll inhale into a neutral position to come into pigeon on the other side, so walk your hands forward. Now slide the right knee behind the right wrist, sliding the left knee back, and pushing the hands into the floor and lifting the chest and the chin to wherever feels comfortable, gently stretching and opening the chest. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lowering onto the forearms, checking always that the kneecap is facing down, but bring the right hand onto the right knee, very subtly twist towards the right. And then just pause here for a moment, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Nice slow breathing, observing if you feel a stretch more now on this hip than the other side. Well, inhale, come into the center, and exhale when you're ready. If you'd like to lower down, you can do. Remember, you can rest your forehead onto the back of the hands or onto a block or a pillow. We'll try and deepen the breath, try and expand the lungs in all directions. Remember to keep the weight evenly distributed, that we are not putting all of the weight onto the bent leg, you're not leaning over to the right. We'll take one more really slow, deep breath in. We'll start to support the weight on the forearms, very slowly coming up. We'll bend now the left leg. You can stretch towards the left foot if that feels comfortable. If you can hold the foot, you can hold the foot. Or we can come into a bind if it feels comfortable. So nice slow breathing. We'll very slowly release and we'll encourage the heel towards the hip. Pausing for a moment, take a breath in, we'll exhale very gently, tucking under the toes, encourage the leg down. Come back onto the knees, and then we'll come into walking out the legs, pushing away the heel once on each side. And then we'll relax the spine with some cat-cow breaths. So inhale, lower the abdomen, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhale, drawing the abdomen in and up and round the upper back. Inhale, lower the abdomen, look up towards the ceiling. And exhale, draw the abdomen in and up and round the upper back. One more. Inhale, lower the abdomen, look up to the ceiling. And exhale, come into a neutral position. Take a moment and find a comfortable seated position. You may prefer to sit on a block or a pillow. We're coming towards the end of the practice now. So, closing the eyes, just taking a moment to observe how you're feeling. How is your physical body? How is your breath? And how is your mind? So remember, as always, if you would prefer to finish this practice with a guided meditation, you can find a link below. Otherwise, bring in the hands to a prayer in front of the heart and finish with Namaste. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Please remember to like if you've enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.